Going live with a new background. We're live. Hi, how's it going, Karen?
Hey there, Colleen. It's great. It's a
Awesome.
great
So
Monday morning.
we have been busy already this morning. This is our second Facebook Live. We're on our 10th chat in a week that we've been doing this. Actually, it's been less than a week. We started them last Tuesday, and we've already had 10 experts come forward. My whole day tomorrow is lined up with experts. I have some later today, Wednesday all day. We have our radio show again on Wednesday, and then Thursday all day. So this is an opportunity for us to bring all of our members forward
Nice.
and share you as a resource for the community out there that could be struggling in silence right now. There could be some suffering in silence. We can't dismiss the fact that this is something that's never happened before in history to any of us to be quarantined like this. And so we have to face the reality today that this is our new reality right now. And how do we navigate through this without simply surviving, but how can we navigate through this thriving as an individual, as a family, as a couple, as our businesses, as a person? How are
Right.
you doing over there, Karen? I know we live in the same state, but we're in different homes, so I can't even see you right now. So how are you holding up with all of this?
Yeah. In some ways, it doesn't even matter how close or far we are geographically, even though we're relatively close. We're all about the same distance
Yes.
because we can Zoom. But in answer to your question, I'm doing fine. We're all just reevaluating our businesses and learning about or reevaluating how we can pivot in order to, make things happen. And so, as you know, I'm the managing director for eWomen Network, and we are an organization where we meet live in one-on-one. And so we are pivoting with that and doing everything online. And at first I was concerned that it was going to be discombobulated and not connecting. And I had a happy hour last Friday night, and the people that we were sharing the silver linings that we were finding in this opportunity and how we were reprogramming our businesses in ways that are new and better that we had not have thought we would have been doing before, right? So when you have challenges, you're forced to rethink how you do business. So we don't grow when we're comfortable, and it forces us to really think differently, doesn't it?
It does. So it's kind of like a reset button. And Danella and I were just talking about that because she was talking about, everything she does in her two businesses are live stages. And she has a live event planning and tent rental company in Atlanta, in Georgia. So she had to, everything just came to a screeching halt for her. And
Right.
she had to really, look at. So she made a couple suggestions, and she talked about what can I do now? What am I doing now that I can just continue doing? She said, what services do I provide, and how can I continue to still offer those, but in a different way, right?
Yep.
And then what do I need to change or add to my business or put in the back burner? So I love this reevaluation that you're talking about right now, because I think it's very valid for all of us to reevaluate relationships, to reevaluate our family connection, to reevaluate the way we're running our businesses, because this is personal and business. This is way more than just business. For you and I, we work at home all the time. So
Right.
this is really a normalcy for us. Many other people that do not, or are used to having spouses working away from the home and now they're together, or used to having the children away for the day and now they're together, there's this period of time where they're needing to adjust.
Right.
And I think it's okay to admit that it's tough to adjust, and it's okay. Yeah, you can't be strong all the time, right? It's okay to take the time to adjust, figure it out. I think the best way to do that is to just be communicating open and honestly in your families and in your homes. Don't you think, Karen?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that, because it is really, it's becoming a new normal. Depending on where you are in the country, how long you've been in your home and quarantined is different, but it's been about 2 weeks for us here in Arizona. And so the newness, that it was kind of novel at first, right? Oh, this is great. We have time to clean the house or do puzzles or watch Netflix. while we're doing business, although we haven't done any of those things
I
because
haven't
our
either.
business has grown. So, but for a lot of people that I'm speaking to, that's kind of where they are. The newness is starting to wear off, and
Yeah.
the tension, there's beginning to get some tension in their relationships because you're in such close quarters, or you're not able to be in a relationship with people because you can't be together. Even though you're familiar, we can't be together. And so that causes strain in the relationships that we have, not to mention the strain in the relationship you have with yourself.
Yeah.
So Lorenzo Hickey and I, are my business partner, we're creating a new program called Relate a Bit, creating positive relationship habits. And we were going to do it later this year, but now that this has occurred, we're bringing it on the front burner and putting some other things on the back burner. And we're creating a webinar that's going to be free in April on Wednesdays. And it's going to be about how to communicate better. It's going to be how to, we're going to do some bank code personality assessments so you can understand how to communicate using people's language, so you can communicate more empathetically and more clearly, because a lot of times when we speak from our code, but that may not necessarily be the recipient, the listener's code. So having a personnel type coding can help you communicate more effectively and empathically. And then we're going to do another phase of the pillar of the webinar that we're going to do involves relationship coaching, which is my wheelhouse. So we're going to be talking about things like conflict and conflict avoidance, how we typically avoid conflict, and how to lean into that, and how to have difficult conversations. There are steps to take when we need to have a difficult conversation. It might be with a family member that you're in the house with, or it could be a coworker or a colleague that you're not together with and you've got challenges because of the distance in your manner of working. It can be around setting boundaries. A lot of people have difficulty in setting boundaries. Mm-hmm. And so I've done a lot of relationship coaching work around these types of things with your relationship with yourself and also with your relationship with others. And when you work on the relationship with yourself, we're going to work on overwhelm. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are struggling with overwhelm right now and with fear, and all of those things are normal. And so it's not about shaming yourself or feeling badly about it, but just allowing that to occur, and then giving you tools to stop. Right? I'll allow myself to feel fearful and to feel overwhelmed for a period of time, but then here's what we're going to do. And I do some NLP work to help people minimize that, and tools to help them minimize that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, there's no excuse for anyone who is seeing this video to not attend. And when is the first day that this is starting? Does it start this coming Wednesday, the 1st, April 1st?
Yes, April 1st.
Fool's Day?
Yes, April 1st at 2:00 Pacific time.
Okay, perfect.
I can give a link for people to register if they're interested, or I can do it at the end, or however you want to do it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and say what that is. And then just for everyone watching this video or reading along with our closed captioning, Karen's going to be dropping all the information in the comment section. So make sure you scroll down, and I'll mention that as well, that they can look in the comment section. But please go ahead and tell people how they can sign up.
Yeah, thank you. So text 64600, 64,600. And type my name, Karen, Karen. Text Karen to the number 64600, and you'll get my Easy card, which will have a bunch of different tabs. And I think it's like the second tab down is Relate a Bit. You have to load the Easy card up to your phone, and then click the Relate a Bit tab, creating positive relationship habits. That's what Relate a Bit stands for, and you can register there on that through my Easy card.
Awesome.
So it'll be the next 3, maybe 4 Wednesdays. We're still deciding if we're going to do how many we're going to do for.
It worked.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just wanted to let everyone know how fast and easy that was. So now all I have to do is just click on her Easy card, and then I can register for.
Normally we have people just, register for the webinar, but as a state of the environment, we want to give back to the community and to people, because people are really struggling and people are lonely. Yeah. And so I'm encouraging my connections with my members at eWomen to reach out to the people that that are home alone, right? And connect with them, check with their business, check with people that are entrepreneurs, and ask how you can support their businesses. A lot of my eWomen members their businesses are thriving because they're selling health nutrition supplements
Mm-hmm.
or gift baskets or cookies
Mm-hmm.
that you deliver. She's individually wrapping them now instead of just, making them and
Mm-hmm.
shipping them. Um, on and on. There are different businesses that are actually thriving that you may not have thought about that are doing well.
Yeah. Now is not the time to shrink back and be small. It's, you can acknowledge your fear or your panic, but then you need to really replace that with the possibilities.
Mhm.
And, of course, Lead Up for Women is thriving through this because we have so many virtual platforms. So it's a great opportunity for our community
Mhm.
to be able to utilize our platforms if they're used to doing, business in person. So this is a great opportunity for them to, and then it's just nice to have the stories and the uplift and the motivation, the inspiration every week with all of our platforms to be able to share that with
Yeah.
so many people. And you've given some really great tips today, Karen, on how
Mhm.
we can thrive through this and not just simply survive.
Yeah. I want to acknowledge you, Colleen, for what you do, all these webinars that you're doing or Facebook Lives that you're doing,
Yeah.
because so much more now than ever, we need to stay engaged
Yeah.
and not disconnected. And so the what you're doing, we can't be in too many networking groups. Well, I suppose you can be in too many networking groups, but it's important that we are involved in more than one networking group, those that are most valuable to you.
Yeah.
So I really love Lead Up for Women and what you do for our community and your community. So thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. And I think you hit on a really good point. Let's just go back to that really quickly. Find your tribe. Whatever that tribe is, whatever that community is, whatever that circle is, find the one that fits for you. Find the one that's the best support for you. Find the one that offers you the advice, that offers you opportunity, that really allows you to thrive all the time, not just through the bad times, but,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of people all of a sudden just coming out of, the woodwork that we've never seen before. Like Karen, you and I, we use Zoom all the time. Facebook, that's the way that I communicate with my community. So there are ways that we are, normally communicate. And now all these portals are just flooded
I know, right?
with messages. I know it can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
So you can search keywords, you can filter through the things that matter to you. And, I say look for the good, look for a community, find the people out there that have been, are now doing, and will continue to offer you possibilities, support you, help you thrive, because that's what the world is about. I love the reset. I
Mhm.
can't, we went hiking again on Saturday. Just my husband and I were the only ones in the house. We went hiking again on Saturday. And I
Mhm.
can tell you that the pollution is, there's no
I know,
pollution.
right?
The
Right?
mountains are gorgeous.
It's not a cloud
Like,
in the sky. I
no,
know.
it's beautiful. The
Yeah.
air's cleaner. The
Can't you?
birds, are chirping more.
Mother Earth is just saying,
Yes,
oh, breathe. Thank
she's
you.
breathing.
This
Yeah,
short
taking a
period
break.
of time, the relatively short, if you think of the history of the world and how
Yeah,
long we've been pumping pollution into the world,
yeah,
and the earth is already breathing. I'm hearing reports about how
yeah,
the rivers are seeing more fish, the waters are getting
yeah,
clearer, skies are clear, the smog is
yeah.
going away in many cities. Mother Earth is saying thank you. I think Mother Earth is giving us a message, frankly.
Yes, that's exactly what I think. And I think it was time. It was time for the world to stop. What
Mhm.
I love about this is every day on the news, I just want someone, I have not said this before out loud other than my husband, but I looked at him the other day, and we do turn the news on a couple of times a day to get some information in.
Mhm.
I'm generally not a news person. I don't like to pump a lot of negative, but it's really about what's happening in the world today. And I've not seen one murder, one arrest,
Mhm.
violence, houses broken into, car accidents. These are things that are on the news every day. And I have not seen any of it. Now, that might still be happening, but it's not flooding the news like it generally is. And so the message I want to send to people is crime is down, murders are down. Yes, we need to recognize that those that are in domestic abuse situations, they're not having a good opportunity right now. Children that are in abuse situations are now not able to go to school, and get away from their homes. But this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this pause will help people make decisions in their lives that needed to have been made for a really long time.
Right.
And now they can make the decisions for their safety, for their children, for their lives. This is forcing many people to make decisions that they were just putting off till another day.
Right.
And we need to understand that
Yeah.
now's the time.
Yeah. I like to say we sometimes have to have a breakdown before we can have a breakthrough. And
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So Brene Brown talks about this a lot, about leaning into the discomfort. What is there to
Mhm.
learn from this? What is the gift or the silver lining that I can glean from this difficult situation? Because with every difficult situation, you can find something to learn from it or to grow from. Or if
Mhm.
you choose not to, that's also a choice. Indecision is a choice in and of itself. But if
Yeah.
you really reflect on where you are in your world and what's not working in your world, and that's what this Related Bit webinar is going to be about, is really be about self-reflection and how to deal with challenges in your life, what's going on. What have your past history patterns been that are not working for you? And what can we do to make them be better working habits?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Everybody needs that webinar. It doesn't
mhm,
matter. You don't even have to own a business. You can be a stay-at-home mom.
yeah,
You can be a corporate working from home.
mhm,
It's for everybody. We're all in relationships. So I
yeah,
want to thank you and Lorenzo for putting this together. I work very closely with your husband. He's my developer, my operation. He's everything in the background for me. And we couldn't do what we do for Lead Up for Women in the community without him and his team. So
mhm,
I'm very thankful that I have him. And again, the relationships we have with people are really important. And having good relationships with people that through thick and thin are there by your side. And I think that's very important to acknowledge
mhm,
as well. So,
yeah,
Karen, is there, you said you're a relationship coach. So I do want to offer this, if this is something that you do normally offer for people, which is just to start the conversation. So if anyone is struggling out there and does need, to reach out, are they able to reach out to you one-on-one? And then, you can talk with them to find out if this webinar is good for them, if there's something you can do to help them one-on-one.
absolutely. Yeah, the easy card that I mentioned earlier, there's a place that you can connect with me, so you can text me or send an email or whatever.
Okay.
So
So
Lauren,
text Karen to 64600. So go to your
correct.
phone and text Karen to 64600.
Just
Okay.
people get tripped up on this. So I'm just going to qualify. It's like you're sending a text to a phone number. So in the phone number place, you put the
Yeah.
64600. Just have to really make it clear. And then in the memo part where you normally type your sentences or your thoughts to the
Yeah.
person, that's where you type my name, Karen, Karen. Yeah.
And then
So
we'll put all of her information in the comment section below. So if you're watching this video, make sure you go to the comment section. You can easily click on some links down there as well. Karen will put some additional information in there.
mhm.
Go ahead, Karen, you can close this out.
Yeah, thank you. So my business partner Lorenzo and I have developed this webinar that we're so excited to create. Just my kids will be watching this saying, "You got married, Mom? He's not my husband, but he's my business partner."
I keep calling. I'm like, your wife, your husband. He's like, no, my partner. I'm like, you guys have been together. It's like whatever. I just say
So,
she's your wife.
no worries. It's all good. It's all good. We're wonderful. We work beautifully together. So I just want to say that I've done this relationship work for a long time, and it's really powerful. And I'm so excited to offer it now with Lorenzo because of what we both do and how we come to with our work experience of over 50 years of combined work and coaching experience. It's really transformational work that's so helpful on a regular day, not to mention when we're in a pandemic. So I just want to say that some things that people can do now to, as we're moving forward, is just don't sweat the small stuff, right? The things that aren't that, pick your battles. When you're living in close quarters with people, it's really important not to be too unforgiving with one another. Be more forgiving than you might normally be. Really pick your battles and get outside. It's okay to be outside. Practice social distancing, but being in touch with nature. Look at the
Yeah.
sky. Take the time to smell the smells. Listen to the birds. I feel like I'm back in Michigan where I grew up because the air noise of the airplanes are gone and the
Yeah.
street noise is gone. And so it's changing your awareness and heightening your awareness and being more mindful. Make that
Raising your vibration.
raising your vibration, exactly, to be more aware of what we have in the world and what we take for granted. Again, it's about slowing down to speed up.
And connecting with the earth. So do it in bare feet. That's the other thing I'd like to
Oh,
offer
right.
people. There's an energy an energy source that comes off of the earth.
Yes.
And so there's a reason why they have, think pads you can sleep on that are grounded. There's a reason why we have a thing called grounding. So ground yourself to the earth and walk out back and stand, in your bare feet. I walked to get the mail the other day in my bare feet just because I wanted to have the opportunity to do that. And,
Nice.
when you raise your vibration, you attract others in the same level of vibration. It is real and it happens. So the more optimistic you can be, the more you can smile, the more we can thrive through this, you will be attracting those in your path that you were meant to meet.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So lean into the discomfort. Think about what it is that you can do differently that you've not been paying attention to, and really enjoy this time to slow down so that when we get on the other side of it, we can speed up.
And we're going to be speeding up. I haven't slowed down yet. So we're actually giving ourselves advice here. I have on the weekends.
Yeah.
I slowed down on the weekends, but I probably should be giving myself a lot of the advice of slowing down during the week. And I noticed as my calendar started filling every week and people were booking on my calendar, I had to start blocking out some time because I wasn't used to that. And now I have a lot of outside sources of people booking on my calendar. So I've had to block out times where I just need to eat lunch, or I just need to, I walk to the mailbox instead of grabbing it on my way home, right? When I would normally be on my way home from an appointment, I actually walk to the mailbox. So I think great advice, Karen. Thank you so much. Everyone listening, you need to join this webinar. It's a great opportunity for us to learn more about relationships and find your tribe. Find a community out there. If Lead Up for Women's your community, great. If we're not your community, eWomen's available. That's a great women community. There's so many other Facebook groups and communities out there. Just find a community, because we're not meant to work to just walk through life alone.
Right.
We're meant to be together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Business matchmaker.
So thank you, Karen. I really appreciate you being with us today as an expert of Lead Up for Women, and for sharing all of your wonderful advice. I'm honored.
Thank you. Well, I'm honored to be your friend, Colleen. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Karen. It was great.
Okay.
So let's say goodbye to Facebook.